What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Respectfully. I'm your host, Cam Farmer. Today, I want to just go ahead and get right into this because it's been a trending topic in the sports world. A lot of people think, for whatever reason, that because Caitlin Clark has had numerous hard fouls on her, the WNBA, in a way, quote unquote, has it out for her. I completely disagree. Completely disagree. If I can be afforded to take you back to Saturday's Commissioner's Cup, the Chicago Sky Guard and Kennedy Carter committed a hard foul uh, that was not a basketball play against Caitlin Clark. A lot of people, and this is only the this is like this isn't the first time Caitlin Clark has had hard fouls on her. This is a lot of people think that the WNBA. I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. Because of the hard fouls that have been against Caitlin Clark, a lot of people have created this narrative that the WNBA is out to get Caitlin Clark. That there is a target that has been placed on Caitlin Clark's back. Why is this a narrative? Why is this a narrative? Granted, was Kennedy Carter's foul, was that a basketball play? No. And she was wrong for that. In doing some of my own research, Kennedy Carter has had a history of having unsportsmanlike moments during games. But that does not but the foul that Kennedy Carter committed on Caitlin Clark is not indicative of the entire WNBA. What I don't, for the life of me, don't really get is that why is Caitlin Clark the only rookie to have hard fouls committed against her and it's covered? Angel Reese has had some hard fouls committed against her. That wasn't talked about. As a matter of fact, two of those hard fouls that were on Angel Reese were committed in the span of 1 minute. If that, for whatever reason, I don't really like how this narrative of the WNBA is all of a sudden like this unwelcoming environment to Caitlin Clark. What people fail to understand is that the WNBA is comprised of elite basketball players. A lot of people, when Caitlin Clark got drafted, Diana Taurasi, who was one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game of basketball, she stated that reality is coming. A lot of people think that Diana Taurasi was throwing shade. She was not throwing shade. As a matter of fact, she was throwing truth. She was telling the truth. Because Caitlin Clark transitioning from becoming the greatest basketball player to ever touch Iowa's campus and play at an elite level and play not only at that not only play at an elite level, but play against 18, 19, 20, 21 year olds. She's having to make that transition from that to playing against grown women who are much more physical than the competition she faced in college. She's going up against the Asia Wilsons of the world, the Alyssa Thomases of the world, the Dewana Bonners of the world, the Brianna Stewarts, the Sabrina Ionescu's, the Kelsey Plums, the Jewel Loys, the Brittany Grinders. She's going up, the Diana Taurasi's. She's going up against all of that. And what separates college from the WNBA is, like I said, it's physical. I have personally done my own research and have been educated by others who are true connoisseurs of the game. This is not a personal thing towards Caitlin Clark. So maybe we should stop taking this personal. Yes, was Kennedy Carter's foul warranted? Was it necessary? No, it was not. But what I will say is, and this is what the media is not going to show you. They're not going to show the Golden Girl or the alleged savior talking trash to Kennedy Carter, because that's exactly what she did. That's what she did. Now, that's not to say But like I said, that's not to say that the foul on Caitlin Clark was warranted. But Caitlin Clark was talking her trash to Kennedy Carter too. And Kennedy Carter said, nah, we ain't having that. And the thing that people fail to take away from all this, because this is a conversation that is very, 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 very layered. This is a very layered conversation, particularly when it comes to the popularity of Caitlin Clark, especially from her transition to college to the WNBA. This is a very layered conversation. I could talk about race. I could talk about her sexuality, but I'm not. The whole thing that I took away from this is that, A, where her teammates at? I'm just saying. I'm not saying all the hard fouls on Caitlin Clark have been warranted, but a lot of people can say whatever they want to about other players in different sports leagues that come to the aid of their teammates when they're in a tussle and stuff like that. But the one thing you cannot deny is that no matter what, that enforcer, quote unquote enforcer, or that person who's coming to the aid of their teammate, they always have their teammates back. They always have their teammates back. Period. Not one teammate reciprocated the energy that Kennedy Carter dished out to Caitlin Clark. Where are her teammates? I'm just saying. But two, why are y'all coming for Caitlin Clark? Leave her alone. God. Bro, this is a physical sport. I know basketball isn't football. I know it's not that, but that still doesn't take away from how physical basketball really is. Basketball, particularly women's basketball, is a physical sport. You're going to have to bring it every single night. And I know it's been physically demanding for Caitlin Clark. It's been mentally demanding for Caitlin Clark. But I believe she will rise from this because it's a learning experience. It's a learning experience. But the thing is, she's not the first, and she's not going to be the last. Angel Reese, like I said, Angel Reese has had some hard fouls on her. Rookies have hard fouls committed against them, against the vets, all the time. It's been happening for decades. It's been happening for years. But as a man, and I'm not ashamed to say this, I have always watched the WNBA. I have always watched women's college basketball. I have always been an admirer of the progression that women's sports is taking to get the respect that it deserves. I have always admired that. But this is probably the first year where I have become so aware of the physical play style that has been present in the WNBA for eons. At the same time, I do not feel that Caitlin Clark has this target on her back, because at the end of the day, the WNBA has been disrespected. And when you call somebody who is just now coming into the W, when you're just now calling somebody who hasn't accomplished anything in the W as the alleged savior, that's gonna rub some women the wrong way, because they like, yo, I've been here, I've been working my butt off, and because we aren't getting paid what we deserve to get paid, we gotta go to different countries to play so we can put food on the table. But when you sit there and you say, hey, this savior's coming in to save you, what, how dare you? And I'm not saying Caitlin Clark thinks like that, but that's been the narrative since she has arrived. I don't want to sit here. I mean, if people are jealous of her, okay, that's normal. We're humans. People are going to be jealous. If it's resentment, okay, fine. I'm not gonna sit there. I'm personally not gonna sit here and say that it is. That's what it for sure looks like. Because I'm not in that locker room. I don't know what's going on. I don't. But at the same time, though, I think it's truly, we lose sight of the fact that A, this isn't personal, and B, just hoop. In a way, if you honestly think about it, a lot of rookies that have been the victims of hard fouls, in a way, it's kind of like the initiation, like the initiation into the WNBA for real. Because it's like, hey, welcome to the league. This is what you're going to expect. Y'all coming in here for the money. Y'all coming here for the fame, the notoriety, the popularity. Okay, that's cool. But in between those lines, all that out the window. All that is out the window. When you step in between those lines, we're going to go at it. We're going to be physical. There's no respect loss, but we're going to be physical. But we have to stop progressing this narrative that Caitlin Clark has this target on her back when honestly she doesn't, because she's not the only rookie who's going to have hard fouls committed on. And I hate how Angel Reese, in a way, her situations with Alyssa Thomas, it wasn't talked about either. But she's not Caitlin Clark. She's not the alleged savior, the golden girl. She's unfortunately the villain that people have painted on her, stemming all the way back to the national championship in 2023, because she was talking trash. The same exact thing that Caitlin Clark was doing the entire tournament. But that's a different conversation. But I say all that to say this. The women's game is in great hands. But at the same time, we all have to wake up and say within ourselves that, okay, what we see happens to one particular person, it's nothing personal. Because the same thing that's going to happen to this particular person, it could very well happen to the next and the next, period. So listen, at the end of the day, I love the progression that the women's game is making each and every single day. But in the words of Chiney Ogwumike, this is not hate. This is hoops. That's all I got to say. But that's the end of this episode. I hope you guys have a great evening. Stay blessed. Love.